I'm 47 years old. I've been married for a long time. My husband is a good man, hardworking, responsible. He leaves early, comes home late, almost always tired. Our routine was normal, like everyone else's. Quick breakfast, a kiss on the cheek, the door closing behind him. And me. I stayed home alone. Every day. The same things. The same silence. The same unspoken question that I couldn't help but think, is this it? I didn't lack for anything material. A comfortable home, stability, a life that from the outside looked good. But inside, I was fading. Nobody tells you how quietly boredom can settle into a relationship. It doesn't hurt at first. It slowly dims you. It makes you invisible, even to yourself. At first, I tried to justify it. I told myself it was just a phase. That it was normal. That at this age, things calmed down. But that calmness started to feel like abandonment. My husband would come home, we'd have dinner together, talk about the same things, bills, chores, plans that never happened. Then, each of us glued to our screens. He would fall asleep quickly. I'd stay awake, staring at the ceiling, feeling unloved, unseen. And one day, in one of those awkward silences, an idea came to me, something that changed everything. It wasn't a decision. It wasn't, I'm going to cheat. It was much simpler, and much more dangerous. I thought, I'll download a dating app. Just out of curiosity. To see what it's like. To feel a little less bored. Nothing more. That's how it started. With an innocent excuse. I downloaded Tinder, sitting on the couch, the TV on in the background, not really paying attention. I told myself I wasn't doing anything wrong. I wasn't going to meet anyone. I wasn't going to cheat. I just wanted to look. To see if someone could still find me attractive. To see if I could still stir something, as a woman. Creating the profile was almost like a game. I chose photos where I looked good, but not over the top. A calm smile. Good lighting. Nothing vulgar. When I finished, I hesitated for a few seconds before activating the account. Then I did. Not even 10 minutes had passed. The notifications started coming, one after another. Messages. Likes. Matches. Handsome men. Smiling. Confident. And then I noticed something that made me laugh at first, and think later. Many of them were young. Very young. In their 20s. 30 at most. I felt something strange then. A mix of surprise and pride. Me, at 47, catching the attention of much younger men. I told myself it was just curiosity. That they liked older women. That it didn't mean anything. Until he appeared. He was 25. His profile was simple. A carefree smile. Direct eyes. No forced lines. We matched almost immediately. And the message he sent me was so natural it disarmed me. Hi. You seem interesting. How are you? Nothing explicit. Nothing vulgar. Just genuine interest. I replied. At first, it was a normal conversation. Regular questions. Work, hobbies, music. I didn't lie about my age. He knew. And not only did he not back off, he seemed even more intrigued. He told me he liked my confidence, the way I expressed myself, that it was clear I knew who I was. It was a direct hit to my ego, because it had been years since anyone had spoken to me like that. Every message from him made me smile. I found myself waiting for his replies, checking my phone more than I was willing to admit. I started taking a little more care with my appearance, even when staying at home. As if someone was watching me, even when he wasn't. And that's when the thought came that changed everything. I began to imagine. Not the act. Not yet. At first, it was the idea of being desired. Then the fantasy of a date. Of being liked by someone who didn't know me. Of feeling like a woman. I thought of my husband, and I didn't feel guilty. I felt distant. As if we were no longer really in a relationship. He was in his world of schedules and exhaustion. I was discovering a version of myself I had long forgotten. Every night, after my husband fell asleep, I kept talking to him. Messages. Laughter. Soft confessions. He told me he felt comfortable with me. I told him he made me feel special. And the worst part was that it was true. He didn't tell me he wanted to sleep with me. He didn't pressure me. That's what made it even more dangerous. He made me feel chosen, not used. And one night, as I turned off my phone, I realized something that scared me, and yet didn't stop me. I was no longer just looking. It was no longer just curiosity. I was seriously thinking about cheating on my husband. And for the first time in years, the thought didn't frighten me. He suggested going to a nightclub one Friday night, as if it were the most natural thing in the world. I honestly told him that I hadn't been to one in years. Truly years. I said I wasn't really into that scene anymore, that I was rusty, that I probably wouldn't fit in. He laughed and said that was exactly why he wanted to take me, that not everything had to be routine. That sentence stayed with me all day. To feel less exposed, I decided to invite my friends. I told them I needed to go out, clear my head, feel alive again. I didn't tell them the whole truth. I didn't tell them I was meeting a 25-year-old I had met on an app. I just said I wanted to dance, laugh, and forget everything for one night. I got ready a little more than usual. Not over the top, but with intention. I looked in the mirror and was surprised. I didn't see a woman who had dimmed. I saw a confident, sexy woman. My friends noticed immediately. "You look different," they said. And I smiled, knowing they were right. When we arrived at the nightclub, the noise, the lights, the music hit me head-on. For a moment, I thought it was a mistake. I felt out of place. But then I saw him. He was leaning near the bar. Smiling. Relaxed. When our eyes met, his expression changed. He looked at me as if I were exactly the woman he had been waiting to see. He approached naturally, greeted my friends politely, and kissed me on the cheek. A simple gesture, but loaded with intention. And then something unexpected happened. He didn't act like a typical guy. He wasn't clumsy. He wasn't pushy. He was attentive. He asked if I was comfortable, if I wanted a drink, if I liked the music. We danced, but he didn't crowd me. He made me laugh. He listened. He looked me in the eyes when we spoke, despite all the noise around us. I could feel everyone watching. And I didn't mind. On the contrary, I felt proud to be there with him. Young, yes, but polite, confident, present. more present than my husband had been in a long time. My friends noticed. They made comments, exchanged knowing smiles. I pretended to be casual, but inside, I was completely undone. Every gesture of his confirmed something I wasn't ready to admit. I was enjoying him far too much. The night flew by. Too fast. When we left the nightclub, the cold air brought a little clarity back. My friends took a taxi home. He and I stayed alone. He asked if I wanted to go to his apartment for a drink. He didn't say it with any double meaning. There was no need. I looked at him for a few seconds. I thought of my husband, of the house, of the routine, of the woman I had always been. And I also thought of the woman I was being that night. I said yes. The walk to his apartment was quiet, yet relaxing. There were no awkward nerves. Just anticipation. A pleasant tension. When we got inside, everything felt natural. We talked a little more. And we sat down. I'm not going into details, because there's no need. I'll just say this: I cheated. Consciously. Without alcohol. Without excuses. I betrayed my husband. And it wasn't what I had imagined for so many years. I didn't feel guilt. I didn't feel regret. When I left, in the early hours, walking to my car with my head full of thoughts, I didn't feel like a victim. Nor a hero. I felt awake. I felt like a woman. My husband never suspected a thing. I returned home as usual. The routine went on. But I was no longer the same. I kept talking to him. Seeing him. Getting to know him more. And the more I did, the clearer it became. I wanted something new. Not a hidden affair. Not a double life. I wanted a choice. I wanted to choose. And for the first time in a long time, I didn't care about the age difference. I didn't care about other people's eyes. I didn't care about opinions. What mattered was how I felt. And today, as I write this, I'm seriously considering ending my marriage. Not because of him. Not just because of him. But because of me. Because I realized the real betrayal wasn't only toward my husband. It was toward myself, for years. And I don't want to do that anymore.